Hello, my name is Allison Sitton, and today I will be discussing how children and adolescents understand death. Today I will discuss the concepts of death in early childhood, which are the ages between 3 to 6, middle childhood, which are the ages between 6 and 9, late childhood, which are the ages between 9 to 13, and in adolescence, which are the ages between 13 and 18. In early childhood, they do not understand death. However, most have some kind of experience with death, such as a loved one or a family pet, or they could have seen a dead bird or possibly a dead bug. The majority of children at this age see death as reversible, and this is because of shows and movies where characters will die and then come back to life. Often kids in early childhood will ask about the location of death. They will ask if they are not here, then where are they? Or they will want to go to, say, heaven to visit a loved one. These children have what's called concrete thinking. And this is when a child has literal thinking. They are focused on physical objects such as like here and now. In middle childhood, they are beginning to understand that death is permanent. At this stage, they may ask more questions about death, like, are they ever going to come back, or when will I get to see them again? They may also ask the same question multiple times. This is because the child is processing information about death. In a recent study, it suggests that understanding death is related to past experiences with death. For an example, children were asked questions about the concept of death, and those who had death experiences had a more understanding on death, rather than those that did not have any death experiences. Another example is that children were asked to draw their version of death in different categories. Most of the children drew a person that was dead or a grave. This had the same conclusions as asking questions over the concept of death. The children with experience have a more realistic understanding of death. So, Table 1 shows the children's scores on the questions that were asked about the concept of death. And this includes children with death experience and children without death experience. Table 2 demonstrates what the children understood when drawing death. And this was sorted out in 3 different categories. The first one was biological, the second one was psychological, and the third one was metaphysical. In recent research, it suggests that understanding death could also be related to age. Table 3 shows the children's scores by age, and Table 4 demonstrates the drawings by age. And this is actually the same data as the previous 2 tables, but this one is comparing age. In late childhood, they understand the permanence of death. At this stage, they might view death as a punishment for wrongdoing. They may reflect what the meaning of death will have and will question if another loved one will die, and they will be concerned on who will be able to take care of them. In adolescence, they have a developed understanding about death. So since they have the ability to think about future events, they will often think about what the meaning of death will mean for them. So they may wonder what it will be like to not have a loved one at, say, a graduation or the day of their wedding. Recent research suggests that the relationship between religion and death attitudes for teens is similar. The influence of religion on death attitudes in adulthood could be generalized in adolescence. The table shown demonstrates the correlation between religious attitudes and death attitudes in adolescence. So in this sample, they were asked if they feared death, if they wanted to avoid death, or if they had accepted death, and this was the results of those questions. To come to a conclusion, children do not understand death as well as adolescents. Adolescents are more likely to discuss topics such as heaven and hell or reincarnation, or they may have different religious views on death. Acquiring knowledge about death is really important for childhood development. Since children have concrete thinking, it is best to let children know that people that are dead will not come back. And for adolescents, attitudes on religion and death are actually linked, but however, this may need further confirmation. Thank you.